Well, and of course, I told you we'll have some great show today. We'll have to bring you the latest news updates. And Kojo Yankson, how are you? Ogasco is in the finals. We have some of your old school students who are contestant, of course, on the show today. It promises to be exciting.
Absolutely, and we're very excited. Good morning to you. It's nice to see you, and you're absolutely right about the hashtag Action Nkutsing. We're certainly rooting for our boys, but we'll also be meeting the contestants from St. Peter's and, of course, Presec Legon. But that's all to come. Not before we do the news, though, right?
Yeah, definitely. So now let's move ahead. And the absence of school structures in the central region's town of Bosompa has forced pupils to study under cocoa sheds and makeshift wooden facilities belonging to a church. Even worse, these sheds and wooden structures are falling apart, leaving the over 100 pupils at the mercy of the weather. Beryl and Estina Richter travel to the community and report the pupils have to compete with stray animals on a daily basis.
Assembly is in session here at Agona Bosompa ME Basic School. These pupils march into the wooden sheds to start lessons for the day. Just like many children in rural communities, education for pupils in Bosompa in the Agona West Municipal Assembly is almost like a privilege. A visit to the community paints a rather gloomy picture of the state of affairs here. A few of the children who spoke to JoyNews say they have to contend with feces of goats and other stray animals in their classrooms anytime they come to school in the morning.
In the morning, we find feces of animals.
The
wooden structure is weak. Animals also defecate
here. Children are not the only people worried about this. Kojogura is PTA secretary of Bosompa Basic School. He says classes 4 to 6 also have their lessons in one of the structures which served as a cocoa shed for the community.
The place is very small for the children, so teachers and the parents decided to depart from class 4 to class 6 to the cocoa shell, which is not suitable for them. Even though cocoa shell is big, but because of the windows are not enough like sitting room, the shade is very high for them. The ventilation is not enough for the children.
Residents here tell me the children have been studying in this structure for about 5 years now. Ajwa Manson is a parent here. She is not enthused about the situation at all.
Look at the structure our children study in. Is it good enough for children to study in sheds? We are even fortunate the structure belongs to the Presby Church. Whenever it rains, the teachers have to end lessons. If government wants to retain power, then they should address the problem.
Meanwhile, a 6-unit classroom block under construction has been overtaken by weeds. Planks of wood supporting the structure have become very weak. A slight grip on them and they fall. According to Chief of Bosompa, Nanajisi I, the project came to a halt after the 2016 elections.
2015.
The school project started in 2015, but after a new government took over, construction came to a halt. Now the structure is deteriorating and government is not helping us at all.
He also says some residents have resorted to defecating in this abandoned structure.
People have now turned the place into a toilet facility. Government should come and complete the project, else we will boycott the next general elections.
Still in the central region, let's move on now to health. Residents of Kaswa and environs are asking government to commission a completed hospital which has been abandoned. The health facility, completed in 2016 by the Oswa Mahama administration, has been left to rot away. Henry Kwesibedu visited the Kaswa enclave and reports residents are faced with traveling long distances to an already populated polyclinic.
A government health center completed in 2016 to cater for the health needs of the ever-growing population of Kaswa and its environs has been abandoned. Residents say they are eagerly waiting for the facility to be opened for use. Victor Mensah is a resident of Kaswa. He narrates how pregnant women, children and the old struggle to access health care in his community.
I'm a taxi driver. I often pick sick persons, including pregnant women in my neighborhood, to the hospital. We sometimes travel long distances, especially when they are referred to either go to Accra or Winneba. They apply to ease once this hospital is commissioned. We need government help.
As residents wait for government to decide when the facility will be open for use, there's massive congestion at the only referral health facility situated in the heart of Kaswa. Patients who came to the polyclinic for various treatments say they spend more than 10 hours before seeing doctors. Those who are impatient leave the facility disappointed. Raymond recounts how long it took for a 3-month-old baby .
Well, we have to apologize for the bad sound there. But in the Upper West region, patients seeking medical care at the Bulenge Health Center in the Wa East District are being treated on benches. And this is due to inadequate beds at the facility. The hospital is overwhelmed by a sea of patients who attend the facility for medical attention and are often forced to treat them on the benches. Correspondent Rafiq Salam, who visited the hospital, reports that sometimes patients are treated on bare floors.
This health center is located at Bulenge in the Wa East District of the Upper West region. The community in terms of population plays second fiddle to Fancy, the district capital, and somehow often refers to as the shadow capital of the Wa East District due to its location. The community is surrounded by more than half of the 138 communities in the district, thereby bringing pressure to the few social amenities in the area. A case in point is this health center, who serves as the final referral center for dozens of communities who only have a CHIPS compound at their doorstep. Yet, the equipment at this health center is nothing to write home about. Apart from the limited space available, they have inadequate beds to take care of the slew of patients that comes to the facility to seek medical care. They are forced to treat patients on jaded benches whose stands are crooked. Others lie on the bare floor for treatment. Musa Moses is the principal physician assistant at the Bulenge Health Center.
We are currently in the malaria season, the rainy season. This is the period through which we see a chunk of our clients. Now, the people in this place are predominantly farmers. They are poor, they don't have money. And if you look at the facility is small, and because of that, we are also, the registers that we are having are also small. We have few beds. The people come. If you refer them, they really don't have money to go to work. So they prefer to lie on the benches. Some of them even lie on the floor. Today, because of the rain, you can see that many people didn't even come to the once a day. Other than that, sometimes you can see about 2-3 people on one bed.
Patients referred to seek medical care outside the district often refused and prefer to lie on the benches.
As a health center, we don't have a lab or a services. The lab that we depend on is a private lab. Our top disease in this area is malaria. And you know, malaria comes with complications. One of them is severe anemia. And as I talked to you this morning, I've already referred 4 children to go to our regional hospital for blood transfusion. We will be grateful if philanthropist, government, or any benevolent person that will wish to come and help us here with an infrastructure. Okay, a bigger ward, a laboratory, or any equipment that anybody can donate to the facility to help mitigate the problem that we are facing, so that the people of the community will appreciate.
Meanwhile, at the Wa East District Assembly Town Hall meeting held at Bulengi to shed light on the extent of implementation of the 2019 composite budget, which the Assembly members approved, the issue of the deplorable nature of the Bulengi Health Center came to the fore. Wa East District Chief Executive Mosu Jotie said he was aware of the deplorable nature of the health center, but was quick to add that plans are afoot to fixing it.
I visited the place myself. Even the very day I went there, I saw a patient lying on a bench, and then the health worker was there attending to the patient. That I wasn't very happy. I saw the situation myself. So once we are trying to come to rehabilitate the whole patient, whatever facility or whatever working instrument that in that patient, anything that is not in use will also be changed. So to put it in a very good shape for all of us.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam, Bulengi.
Let's stay with the health theme, but let's go now to the Ashanti region, where the health ministry says it is inundated with incessant calls from nurses eager to join government's proposed export of personnel of the professional to Barbados. Sector Minister Kwikwajiman Menu, however, insists that only professionals with adequate experience will participate in the program. Mr. Ajiman Menu was interacting with staff of Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital as part of a 3-day visit to the Ashanti region.
We need to agree and make agreements with them saying that when you go there, they will treat you properly. We need to facilitate you, say that you bring money back home to support the Ghanaian economy as well. We wouldn't take your money, but we are looking at where you all have accounts in Bank of Ghana, for example. So some little part of your money you will save here. So Ghana will also have dollars to support our system. So eventually when you come back home, you have dollars sitting here for you, or pounds sterling sitting here for you, or euros sitting here for you. And I must tell you honestly, I'm scared as a health minister on that. But if you don't do it too, we have a problem. You know, when we started, my thinking was that we should not open more nursing schools. As I speak, we have close to about 90. And the numbers were getting bigger. And you were not getting jobs. Let us thank Nanado again. Okay? So now that we are trying to explore opportunities, it means that the quota system we introduced may begin to look something so that we can try a lot more to fill in the gaps. My fear is that if I'm not careful, everybody wants to go out. Is that not true? Yes. So we have to manage it, saying that we will continue to have the numbers that will make us meet the WHO standards. So we only send the surplus. So we'll be rotating. Some will go and come back, others will go and come back. And we want those some level of experience. So if you just finish school and you let you go there like an intern, you go and disgrace us. So they will not take us again. So we need those who have practiced a little bit, some years into the profession, and then when they go and they work hard, the people will continue to demand more from us because of what good way they may have gone to do. So just hesitate a little bit. Learn harder because there's going to be better opportunities ahead of us in the health sector. But it depends on how much you put into learning. You know, the teachers are ready to teach you. The doctors and the nurses already in the facilities are ready to take you through clinicals to make you become what you should be. I believe.
And before we go, after 75 grueling contests, Prisek Legon, defending champions, St. Peter's, who are based in Nkwetia, and of course in the Gestons College in Cape Coast, they've set up an epic national science and maths quiz finale. It's all slated for tomorrow, Thursday, June 11, 2019. Now, with a new bronze trophy, trips to Dubai and Kenya, and cash prizes for grabs, there's all to play for. And as we build up to that big clash, we throw the spotlight on 2 contestants who have carried the hopes of their schools on their shoulders through excellent substitute performances. Konadum has more.
Before we start the next round, St. Augustine's College would like to effect a substitution. You're welcome, Newton.
Let's go.
Expectedly, before the start of the fourth round of all their contests, chants of Newton ring in the auditorium. Like in a football game, St. Augustine's College has relied on their super sub, Newton Jimmy Steven, to drag them across the finish line.
The integer part of a logarithm is the mantissa. Newton.
False.
Yes.
Answering all questions correctly in the fourth round for St. Augustine's College in their quarterfinal clash meant Ogasco would beat a resilient Tamale Senior High School to make the semi-final.
A neutrino is a weakly interacting particle. Yes, Newton?
True.
Yes.
So brilliant was he in the last two rounds, his schoolmates and old boys would jokingly name the fourth round the Newton round. On social media, he earned even more praise.
I occur in many varieties, each of which is distinguished by a property of the unique particle conventionally labeled Z. Who am I? Newton.
Atoms.
Oh, yeah.
But how does he do it?
Thanks goes to God. He's the one that has been helping us as we go through our preparation for every contest. Everything comes from God. He's the orator of all things. He gives us the knowledge so that we're able to put out those performances.
So are you always going to come on as a substitute in round 4 and round 5?
Yes, if everything goes the way it is.
A lot of people I've been speaking to want to find out, is that your expertise, riddles, and then what? True or false questions?
Oh, it's not really an expertise, but that's how we have structured things.
Okay. Can you come in?
Yes.
To cause the damage?
Not really.
To hit the final, nail in the coffin?
To bring everything to an end.
What Newton will find in Nathaniel Yao Mensah of Persec is sub cast in his mold. Equally a strong super sub, the light-skinned, shy-looking Nathaniel is what Newton is to Persec.
Before we begin the next round, Persec Legon would like to effect a substitution. You're welcome, Nathaniel. Maltose is a typical polysaccharide. Nathaniel?
False.
Yes. If cosine of x is equal to 4 over 5, then tangent of x is equal to 4 over 3. Nathaniel?
False.
Yes.
It's just by God's grace. It's just by God's grace. It's not by my own power, but then it's just by God's grace.
But that's where your strength lies.
Kind of. You know that by the grace of God, we are going to lift the trophy on Thursday.
Solid foundation to take our places in the future of our country.
Oh, come along and join us. Oh, come along and join us. Happy Studios away.
Persec will hope their super sub will deliver the goods on July 11. He would have to face Newton, a boy with firepower from the bench for Ogasco.
True.
Yes.
We are going to win. We are going to win. And we take the cup to Cape Coast.
Trust us, Ogasco, we are taking away the trophy this time around.
St. Augustine's College, we are going for the trophy to Cape Coast.
Hashtag, let's talk about 6. The boys from Persec are already dreaming of it.
I know they'll bring the cup back home.
The grace of God, the boys are going to deliver. The thing is, God has spoken.
Well, so we also know that in that contest will be St. Peter's, based in Nkwete as well. They have a unique way of just making sure the two go through the contest without any substitutions at all. I guess that's why the mentions were not, because the story basically was talking about the innovativeness of the substitution in the performances, but ultimately contributing significantly to the contest in all the rounds they've been good as well. The duo. Well, Kuja Yankson, what do you think about it?
Well, I mean, I'm just standing here humming along to my school's anthem, but we'll be meeting all the contestants from all the three schools later on this show. It's important to note that story we just did was about this, the super subs, which is why I didn't mention St. Peter's, which are the reigning champions. They've already won this contest 4 times. They are hoping to win it for the 5th time this year. They are a formidable force. They have beaten all their opponents comprehensively throughout this competition, and we expect a big showing from them tomorrow. So yeah, that's the reason why they were not mentioned in that story, because the story is about the substitutes. St. Peter's have not been using that strategy this year. So we'll be meeting all of them, all 9 of the contestants who will be gearing up for tomorrow's contest. So stay exactly where you are. It's going to be a fascinating conversation. What is Newton's secret? Where does Niamu pick these formulas from? And why, oh why, does Moses keep quoting the Bible? We'll be learning all about it right here on the AM show.